Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome everybody as you join us. We're going to wait a few minutes, let everybody file through, come in. Welcome, welcome. Thanks so much. Glad to see you here. Where are you zooming to us from? So we'll give a few more minutes. Okay, I think I might just get started. We're going to start light. So, hi, my name is Shira, and I am an outreach coordinator here at Tel Aviv University International, where we offer a vast number of degrees and programs, over 60 in fact, entirely in English. On top of that, we get to enjoy the beautiful Tel Aviv area, the startup Mecca, and also the mix of the old and the new. You can just walk to the old city of Yafo, or scooter, bike, whatever is your vehicle of choice. Mine is my feet. So I'll give you a glimpse of that. We'll watch a little video, and then we'll speak a little bit more about Tel Aviv University, and the academic gap program, as well as our 2 bachelor's programs. I think I can also have it here.
Tel Aviv, thank you for your chutzpah, for the sweet music of matkot on the beach, for your scooters driving everywhere they shouldn't, for serving salad without a plate. Bless you for that. And yes,
Can you see the screen? I hope that you can see the screen. Can everybody see the screen? I just realized that it's staying on the PowerPoint one.
Yeah, we can see the screen, but not the video.
Okay. So, share the video now. We'll restart.
Tel Aviv, thank you for your chutzpah, for the sweet music of matkot on the beach, for your scooters driving everywhere they shouldn't, for serving salad without a plate. Bless you for that. And yes, in Tel Aviv, everyone feels at home everywhere. Only you would create an app that makes drivers work for you. And the real chutzpah, what started as just another sand dune, is now ranked first in the world for startups per capita. Thank you, Tel Aviv University, for presenting the best of Israeli chutzpah. Thank you for thinking you can beat Alzheimer's by putting a brain on a chip. For fighting world hunger, applying AI to the Bible. How dare you try to print a human heart and succeed? Succeed in being ranked among the world's top 10 universities to produce startup founders. Thank you, Tel Aviv University, for your student entrepreneurs that are changing the rules of the game. Thank you for investing in the world of tomorrow. Be part of the next big chutzpah. Be part of the next big idea.
All right. So I feel really lucky to study, to have people who study here, to be able to work here, to be able to live here. It's a gorgeous place, but also the number of opportunities are immense, and there's always something that you can discover, something we don't even know yet. So before we begin, just a little bit of housekeeping notes. We have the chat button. We won't be using it so much, but you're welcome to use it. Q&A, if you have any questions about the programs, please feel free to throw them there, and we'll get to all the questions as they come through, either right after each one of us presents or at the end. Raise hand if there's anything really, really pressing, but again, not really much of a use. So the most use will be from the Q&A. So feel free to put your questions there. Now, let's begin. So welcome to Tel Aviv University. In a nutshell, we have about 2,000 plus international students out of a pool of 30,000 total students here on campus. Right now, mostly through Zoom, the reality of today, but still from so many countries, 100 plus countries represented. We are again and again placing in the top 100 innovation universities, number one in Israel. Israel is number one choice. And all in one campus. It's a vast campus, and so is the number of disciplines and the knowledge. There's 9 faculties. Each one of them has its own building, its own library, and within them 125 plus schools and departments. Innovation is at the heart of what we do wherever we go, and I think you'll see that throughout different programs that we'll be talking about today. So let's also talk about the alumni that we have. So we have Professor Amnon Shashua, who is the president and the CEO of Mobileye, a really impactful venture. Yotam Ottolenghi, I don't think I've seen a house without his cookbook, chef and author, delicious stuff. Adi Sofatini, general manager of Facebook Israel, as well as Dr. Danny Gold, who gave us the Iron Dome, an incredible piece of technology that keeps citizens safe. Professor Ronit Zachi, cancer nano vaccine, incredible stuff. And how do we even get to anywhere without Waze? Thank you, Levine. really, when you join Tel Aviv University, you join these alumni and more, who create, discover, and explore each day. Um, in the industry, being at the industry and with the industry is also really important for us. For that reason, there's the Entrepreneurship Center right here on campus, Tau Venture, also really close to the heart of campus, and Ramot Tel Aviv, Ramot, all which we'll speak on and touch base on today. So there's also practicality. Tel Aviv University is a research based, very strong in research, but it doesn't stop there. There is real world impact. Throughout your time here as a student, you also get to enjoy the attention of our madachim, what we call our student life counselors. They're Israeli students fluent in English, and they create and facilitate your time here socially, as well as all the logistics of, orientation. How do I, um, manage stuff related to the medical arena, or where's the best hummus? They will be able to answer your questions. They also take you on a bunch of social and cultural activities. Everything is included in intuition, so super cool. Use it. Again, with Corona, they are modifying their activities. We do workouts through Zoom, cook through Zoom together, all kinds of stuff. Even they brought a magician. Everything that we can do to still engage, we will. But the moment that roads and other activities open up, then the student life team typically takes the students down to the south, up to the north for weekend trips, to explore Jerusalem as well as the city of Tel Aviv, like a graffiti tour and stuff like that. So incredible opportunity to take part in all of those activities. Today, we'll be focusing on a specific set of post-high school programs and degrees, but it's important for you to know that you can always explore, or your friends can explore our study abroad programs, short-term programs, as well as if you want to stay with us forever, we don't mind it. We have master's programs as well as doctoral programs. So in terms of the undergraduate programs that we'll cover today, we have the B.Sc Electrical and Electronics Engineering, a 4-year degree. Tetyana will cover that shortly. We have the BA Liberal Arts 3-year degree, and Ayelet will cover that, as well as the BA Liberal Arts dual degree program, in which students do 2 years here and 2 years in Columbia for 2 degrees in just 4 years. So before that, if you're still wondering about what you want to do in terms of studying, you want to explore that, the Academic Gap program is perfect for you. We do semester by semester, or the full academic year, so fall and spring. You get to take our university level courses in an intimate classroom setting. And this is a perfect time to really understand what interests you, what pulls at you, what maybe doesn't. Also really important to eliminate those, as well as explore your interest in and out of the class. It's a pretty independent program, meaning that you really get to know yourself through it. Again, the social and cultural activities are all there, as well as birthdays, and we have an academic advisor that can help support your journey. A really great thing is that there's an array of courses that you can take, and many of them, if you find that you are interested in courses and fields that are related to our BA Liberal Arts, that is something that you can consider into just transferring some of those credits into the BA. So it's a great time to explore yourself academically, socially, personally. The amount of things that you can do in Tel Aviv is, I mean, it is Nonstop City for a reason. So I encourage you to take advantage of everything you can do during this time. Um, the application is of two academic references or recommendation letters, your transcript from your high school, an essay showing us why you want to be part of the program, as well as any other specific assessments that we may require. Everything is on our website. But right now, I'll pause and see if there's any questions about the academic gap. I'll give it a couple of minutes. And if I don't see any questions, we'll keep on going to Tetyana and hear more about the B.Sc. Otherwise, and if you're still typing, that's fine. We can answer the questions later. So I'll give it a couple minutes. But if we don't see anything, then I'll move forward. Okay, so I think I will let Tetyana take over. So I'll stop sharing and you can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, so now you can hear me, right? Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Shira, thank you for a nice overview of Tel Aviv University and the city of Tel Aviv. It's always nice to see it, even if the campus now is a little bit empty, and we are looking forward to welcoming all our students back on campus when it becomes possible. And I'm a coordinator of the International Program in Engineering, and I'm here today to give you a few highlights of our program and explain a little bit about the admission process and what our students are doing in the program of international engineering. Just let me share the screen with you. All right. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, yeah? We can.
All right. Good. Okay, so let's start with a brief overview of the program. It's a 4-year undergraduate program in international engineering that was opened for international students 8 years ago by the School of Electrical Engineering. The School of Electrical Engineering at Tel Aviv University is the biggest in Israel and is the first one that actually created the program of its kind in English language. Before, this program was available only for Israeli students. At the moment, we have about 1,500 of undergraduate students and about 900 graduate students, including PhD and postdocs. Our students come from different parts of the world: the United States, Latin America. We have students from India. We have students from South Africa, from Europe. This year, we had our first student from Australia, and we are very excited to enlarge our geography every year. The program operates within the Faculty of Engineering at Tel Aviv University, which is ranked in the top 75 engineering faculties in the world. All our professors are world-renowned researchers in their respective fields, and many of them did their postdocs and PhDs in the leading universities and research institutes in the United States and Europe. Also, many of our professors are actually successful entrepreneurs and have their own startup companies. Having this experience is extremely important for our students because as an engineer, you will need to have entrepreneurial skills to succeed in your career. Extensive cooperation of our faculty with the industry opens opportunities for our students to network with the leading startups and high-tech companies in Israel and worldwide. Another good news for our international students is that starting from the last year, our international students pay almost the same tuition fee as Israeli students, which is around $4,550 per academic year, not including housing and other living expenses. Sometimes we are asked how we bring international and Israeli students together, whether they are integrated within the university. And for this, we created in our program, we call it Global Track, that allows Israeli students and international students study together in English in one multinational classroom. So this year we have a group of 30 students, Israeli students and international students. And I think they are all excited to be in such a diverse learning experience, group, and I hope that they will enjoy this experience. Before we move to the curriculum and the details of the program, I just would like to share a few examples of what our professors and students actually do in our program. And probably the best example is the example with the iPhone. One of the professors in the engineering faculty created a chip that helps iPhone battery last longer. This is one of many examples, including USB barcode scanners, cell phone lenses. We all like making photos and selfies. So our professors created cell phone lenses and even Iron Dome. The application of electrical engineering is much wider than we can imagine. And it's always very exciting to see how our students apply actually their knowledge in electrical engineering. It can be very different fields. It can be robotics, and it can be artificial intelligence, it can be machine learning. Some of our students interested in development of medical technologies. Some of our students are working on creation of biosensors for farming even. So it really depends where your interests are. And due to the small size of the groups in the classroom, our international students work with our professors very closely, and it helps them to find the paths for their future career, where they want to specialize within the electrical engineering field. So now when we know a little bit what our students and the professors are doing in the program, let's have a look what our students study in the program. As you may guess, you will study lots of math and physics, especially in year 1 and 2. You will take core courses in physics, math, and also computer science. Starting from the 3rd year, you will have specialization, and you will be able to choose elective courses from different tracks. For example, if you're interested in computers, you can choose computer track, or you can choose electromagnetics, or you can choose bioelectronics. Again, it depends what will be interesting for you by that point. In the final year of our program, students do their final projects, and actually many of our students do their final projects in the companies. And it gives them kind of idea how it feels, how it looks like work in high tech, what kind of people work there, how they realize their ideas from the scratch to some product that they can sell in the market. So the program is very practically oriented. And actually from the 3rd year of the program, we help our students find internships in different fields. It can be either research with our professors in the lab on campus at Tel Aviv University, or it can be some high-tech companies in Israel or abroad. We have lots of cooperation with the high-tech companies in India. We have some partnerships with the United States. So again, it really depends how well you are doing in the program and where your interests are. But starting from the 3rd year, you can start exploring your career opportunities. And actually, during the program, being a student at the Tel Aviv University, you will meet many companies that come to our campus to recruit students from the School of Electrical Engineering. This year, unfortunately, we didn't have that many events due to the coronavirus, but usually in a regular year, we have leading companies coming to our campus like IBM, Intel, Samsung, Amazon, Representatives of the companies come to campus and they interview students, and many of our graduates actually get their job offers while they're still studying at the university. So again, we are doing our best to give our international students opportunities and have them explore their career pathways that they want to take in their future. But of course, a lot depends how well students are doing in the program. And since the program is very rigid academically, we are mostly searching for students who have very solid background in math and physics. So let's talk a little bit about the admission criteria and what we are looking in our prospective students. So first of all, as I have mentioned, because you will learn lots of math and physics, you need to have a background before you start. For this, we are searching for the international qualifications like A-level or IB or AP coursework for American students. We also have a few more countries that we do recognize as equivalent to Israeli high school program. But if the high school background is not sufficient, students can alternatively take SAT subject test in advanced math and physics and provide minimum score 670 in both, in each of them. And also, regardless the high school background, all students need to take aptitude test. It can be SAT or it can be ACT. Those for whom English language is not the native language will need to take either IELTS or TOEFL. We require 85 for TOEFL and 6.5 for IELTS. Also, essay, recommendations, application fee. The application process is very self-explanatory. However, the admission requirements may vary by country, so we are not going to go over all the admission requirements for all the countries here. But if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them, and you're always welcome to send me an email or send me your documents. And I'm always glad to help students and advise them, and maybe search for some alternative ways. It's all up to the background that students have at the time of the application. So please feel free to contact me, and I hope I will see you soon on campus. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask them now, right, Shira?
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Tetyana.
Yeah, yes. I will just stop sharing.
A couple minutes. Yes, and you can stop the share for sure. So we'll give it a couple minutes, and if we don't see anything, you can still put something in the Q&A, as well as throughout our time together during this webinar. We are still here, but if we don't see anything, then we'll just move on to Ayelet very soon. Okay, so I'll give it a little bit more time. Just a couple more seconds to see if there's anything coming through the Q&A. And if not, as I said, you can still submit them. We just might move on to Ayelet. So Ayelet, if you want to start sharing your screen with us and unmute yourself, you can go ahead.
Thank you everyone for joining us today, Shira and Tetyana. Thank you for the recap and for the introduction. Extremely interesting. I'll share a screen right now. Okay. All right, so I'm going to run through two programs which are half sisters. You will understand as we go along. Firstly, I will introduce the International BA in Liberal Arts. This is a program that has been running here very, very successfully in the past 8 years. We began our 9th year today, yesterday actually. This is a 3-year program, accumulated of 120 credits. We have students coming in from all over the world, currently from over 35 countries, really spread, North and South America, Asia, Australia, the Far East. So it's a really amazing melting pot over here, a multicultural, multi-language. It's an all English based program, of course. It's also a track-based program, meaning that while you're here in the program, out of the 8 tracks that you see here before you, you pick out 4 tracks, which I will give more information in a second. And this is to ensure that our students receive a very, very broad knowledge in various disciplines. This is an ever-changing world today. And what we try to do is not just to give our students a scope on one subject, but to give them a truly disciplinary view of all disciplines that we think that actually are very, very important to understand and view the world today. So our 8 tracks that are running today are digital culture and communication. We have Jewish and Israel studies, Middle Eastern studies, psychology, philosophy, literature. 2 new tracks that we opened this year is life sciences and entrepreneurship and innovation. On this program, we have 2 academic advisors that follow the student and assist throughout the program. All registration is tailor-made for the students' special needs and special interests. Out of these 8 tracks, a student picks 4 tracks of his or her interest, 2 of which one will be the major, another one a minor, and 2 basic tracks. Also in this programs, we have small classes to facilitate productive discussions. Our professors really are very, very approachable, and they really really try to have live discussions and active lessons, and not just have the professor stand before the class and give a dry lecture. So a little bit, if I'll drill down a bit into the curriculum. So in our first year, students concentrate on core curriculum that all students in all the various tracks need to take. This core curriculum provides the academic foundation of the program. It includes extremely broad courses of several fields, from political philosophy, critical theory, and everything that we think that is extremely important for the students to have input and knowledge, Western literature, modernity, and of course, academic writing. Also in the first year, students will take required class of the chosen tracks that I've mentioned before. In the second year, students will take drill down into the 4 tracks that they have selected, more elective tracks, and also these courses take a special drill down with every discipline that has been selected by the student. In the third year, we'll complete seminars in the major and minor tracks, and of course, acquire in-depth of the fields. After 3 years, the diploma that you will receive from the TAU is a BA in Liberal Arts, And the 120 credits accumulated here are actually acknowledged internationally and open the door before you to take any MA across the world. I will continue now to our dual degree program. This dual degree program is actually based on our previous program that I just mentioned on the liberal arts program. The difference is that this program is a 4-year program. It is studied in 2 universities, 4 years, and you receive 2 diplomas. So the first 2 years are studied here in Tel Aviv. The dual degree program, the dual degree students study with our liberal arts student these 2 years. There is no difference between them in the sense that they study as one large cohort with the professors, with the same classes, and this is in order to show them the broad multicultural cosmopolitan that we have over here. So in this year 1 and 2, they pick out, as I mentioned before, 4 of the tracks that we have in our program. And in years 3 and 4, they transfer to Columbia and continue over there. Over here, you see only a sample of the majors and concentrations that you can take on the Columbia side. I will add that in this program, there are academic advisors that walk hand in hand with their students from day 1 from Columbia and from Tel Aviv University. Just to explain a little bit how this dual degree program works. So basically, as I mentioned before, our international BA is comprised of 120 credits. You're not going to do all of that over here. You're only going to do 2 years, which are 80 credits. 60 of these credits will be accredited on the Columbia side. On the Columbia side, we will continue another 64 credits on the Columbia side, of which we will accredit another 60 credits over here to complete the 100. I'm sorry, out of the 64 that you will do over there, we will accredit another 40, which will complete the 120 credits that we need over here for the liberal arts. So at the end of the day, after you do 80 credits on the TAU side and another 64 on the Columbia side, you will receive 2 diplomas, one from TAU, which is BA in Liberal Arts, and BA from the School of General Studies from Columbia. One very important thing that I'm being asked a lot in regards to liberal arts. I have lots of interest for many students coming in. Even I have students that have done electrical engineering, students that have done linguistics, students that have done their BAs in business. So they're all really interested in the fields that we teach, but they ask, so what do we actually do with it after we graduate? So I want to share with you that we have many companies from high techs and startups and from the every single sector that I can think about. And what they continually say to us is, we can teach them how to program. We can teach them the mythologies of our specific work that we do in our company. What we need you is to teach them how to think. And I think that this is really the profound essence of this programs that we offer, to think out of the box, to adopt critical thinking, not to just swallow everything that we're given and to continue quoting, but to kind of challenge every thought that we've been growing with, to challenge what we hear on the TV, to challenge what we hear even from our professors. We really push towards that way. Sometimes professors will create even some kind of provocation in order to challenge what is said into class, in order to trigger your thought. So this is something that, if I can say that the leading thought that we would like you to leave here is that after you graduated from these amazing programs is really to know that your thought has been challenged and you're taught how to really think. A little bit about application and some cost and founding. So the application for the liberal arts is done through this office on my side. Application for the dual degree program is done through the Columbia side. There is an admission committee on both sides over here. On the liberal arts, it's in this office. In the dual degree program, it's an admission committee that is formed also from the Columbia and the TAU side. I'm sorry, there's a mistake over here about the application deadline, July 31st. I will say, forgive this mistake. Application for Liberal Arts 2021 will open in November. And well, right now, due to the Corona situation, then unfortunately, things have a little changed on campus, but I do want to say that it's extremely lively campus. And even though our current students and our first year students knew that classes will not take place on campus, I can tell you that many of them, 95% of them, insisted on coming here and staying at the dorms because of the student life on campus and student life in dorms. That is really, there's nothing that compares to this. We're all waiting for campus life to come back to a normal situation and have Tel Aviv campus lively. But even though we're not able to accommodate our students on campus, even on Corona times, we had extremely successful application rates, and we have all our students, almost all our students on campus, in the dorms. And as far as I know, they're already connected and having the time of their life. So don't let the Corona stop you from applying. If you need information about applying for the dual degree program or the international BA program, please leave your emails or send your email to me. I will show my information in a minute, and I will send you all information. Just a final word about the cost. The International BA is an ex-budgetary program, and therefore the yearly tuition is $15,000 for a year for the 3 years here. And the dual degree program, the tuition is according to the institution where you studied. That means that the first 2 years will be by the TAU. Tuition, as I mentioned, $15,000, and years 3 and 4 will be by the Columbia tuition, which is stated on the dual degree website. So my email is down here. You can see it's AYELETD2, TAUEX, TAUACIL. You're more than welcome to send me any questions that you may have on either programs. And I think that's a wrap on my side.
Thank you so much, Ayelet. Really appreciate all of that. So we'll give it a couple of minutes again for anyone to write their questions. If there are none, that is totally fine. We are also recording this so that you may rewatch it, or for any of our lovely registrants who hadn't been able to make it today, you'll also be receiving it via email, and I'm sure that you'll see this portion after you've received it via email. And we're always here to help support you with your application requirements, with any questions about the academic to the social landscape. I think that we each covered it from our different programs, but also in general, Tel Aviv University and Tel Aviv are lively. Things are still happening. People still want to maximize their experience from all facets of what it's like to study and be here. There's so much to do, and again, that's why I frankly really love talking to prospective students about the university and our programs, as well as then seeing the students who do come here and seeing what they do with their experience, because it's every time you can see how they really explore more in ways that sometimes we can't even foresee, no matter the program. So I'm giving it a couple more minutes for any. You can direct the questions to myself, to Tetyana, to Ayelet. But if not, that's okay. We'll wrap it up, and we're still very accessible, like I just said. Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions. That's totally fine. So we'll wrap it up this evening or wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us. And we hope to see you on campus, or if need be, our Zoom classroom. Take care and chat soon. Thanks. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.